Hello, this is Deshmukh Gajanan. My educational qualification is MA English B.Ed NET Set. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. I request all of you to subscribe my channel for the complete preparation of English. In today's session, we are going to deal with one of the most important chapters from the textbook of 10th standard. The title of the chapter is The Sermon at Banaras. This chapter is from the 10th standard from CBSE board. This chapter, The Sermon at Banaras, is written by Betty Renshaw. Let us start to study the chapter. Gautam Buddha 563 BC to 483 BC began life as a prince named Siddhartha Gautama in northern India. Here what is mentioned in the first line, Gautam Buddha began his life as a prince named Siddhartha Gautama in northern India. We know that Gautam Buddha was born in a royal family. He was a prince. His name was Siddhartha Gautama. We can say he began his life in northern India. See here, Gautam Buddha began life as a prince named Siddhartha Gautama in northern India. At 12, he was sent away for schooling in the Hindu sacred scriptures, and 4 years later, he returned home to marry a princess. Here, try to understand the meaning of the word sacred. Sacred means holy or pious. So, when he was 12 years old, he was sent away for schooling in the Hindu sacred scriptures. Sacred means what? Holy. And scriptures means religious books. When Gautam Buddha was 12 years old, he was sent away for schooling in the Hindu sacred scriptures. After 4 years, he returned home to marry a princess. He studied sacred Hindu scriptures. After 4 years, he returned home. He married with a princess. They had a son and lived for 10 years as befitted royalty. Befitted means suited. They had a very happy married life. They had a son and lived for 10 years as suited royalty. So, what is mentioned here? That they had a happy married life for 10 years. They had a son and they lived a life which was appropriate for the royalty. At about the age of 25, the prince heretofore shielded from the sufferings of the world, while out hunting, chanced upon a sick man, then an aged man, then a funeral procession, and finally a monk begging for alms. So see here, here the meaning of the word you have to understand. Heretofore means till them. What happened? Till Gautam Buddha was 25 years old, he was means completely away from the sufferings of the world. He had not seen the sufferings of the world till he was 25 years of age. But what happened? What happened then? He was completely protected from the sufferings of the world. But at that time, when he was 25 years of age, or we can say at that time means till he was 25 years of age, he was completely protected from the sufferings of the world. But after that, he went out for hunting. There he came across, we can say, four actions, or we can say that Gautam Buddha saw 4 things when he went out for hunting. Which were those things? See here, he saw a sick man, an aged man, a funeral procession, and a monk begging for alms. These sights so moved him that he at once went out into the world to seek enlightenment concerning the sorrows he had witnessed. Here, try to understand the meaning of the word enlightenment. Enlightenment means spiritual knowledge. Gautam Buddha was completely, we can say, Gautam Buddha was completely shocked when he saw all these things. He decided to seek enlightenment. He wanted to know what was the reason for all these sorrows which he had witnessed. He went to seek the enlightenment. He went to seek the spiritual knowledge. He wandered for 7 years and finally sat down under a peepal tree. He roamed or wandered for 7 years. Finally, he sat down under a peepal tree where he vowed to stay until enlightenment came. And here, the meaning of the word vowed means soar. So he sat down under a peepal tree and swore to sit there or to stay there until he achieved enlightenment. Enlightened after 7 days, he renamed the tree the Bodhi tree, tree of wisdom, and began to teach and to share his new understandings. After 7 days, he was enlightened. He achieved enlightenment. He renamed the tree the Bodhi tree, which means tree of wisdom, and began to teach and to share his new understandings. After that, he started sharing his wisdom with the people. After this, he started to teach or share his new understandings with the people. At that point, he became known as the Buddha, the awakened or the enlightened. The people started calling him Buddha, which means the awakened or the enlightened. The Buddha preached his first sermon at the city of Banaras, most holy of the dipping places on the river Ganges. So, Lord Gautam Buddha delivered his first sermon at the city of Banaras, which is a very pious city on the banks of the river Ganges. That sermon has been preserved and is given here. That sermon given by Lord Gautam Buddha is preserved. It is given here. It reflects the Buddha's wisdom about one inscrutable kind of suffering. So, see here, what does that sermon teach us, or what does that sermon tell us? See here, or what does that sermon reflect? It reflects the Buddha's wisdom about one inscrutable kind of suffering. Try to understand the meaning of the word inscrutable. Inscrutable means mysterious. Okay, it reflects the Buddha's wisdom about one inscrutable kind of suffering. Inscrutable means what does it mean? It means mysterious. So, all the people of the world have to suffer. The suffering is inscrutable or mysterious. So, the sermon of Lord Gautam Buddha tell us, we can say that what is the reason of that mysterious suffering. It reflects the Buddha's wisdom about one inscrutable kind of suffering. So, this sermon delivered by Lord Gautam Buddha tells us what is the reason of mysterious suffering. Kissa Gautami had an only son and he died. In her grief, she carried the dead child to all her neighbors, asking them for medicine, and the people said she has lost her senses, the boy is dead. There was a woman, her name was Kissa Gautami. She had only one son, or she had only son. Her son died. She was grief stricken. She became very sad when she lost her son. What did she do in her grief? In her grief, she carried the dead child to all her neighbors. She took her dead child to all her neighbors. She asked them for medicine. The people said that she had lost her senses. The boy was dead. At length means at last. Kissa Gautami met a man who replied to her request, I cannot give thee medicine for thy child, but I know a physician who can. So here, try to understand the meanings of a few words. Physician means doctor. Again, the What does the word the means? See here, I cannot give thee. Thee means you and thy means your. So at last one person told Kisa Gautami that he could not give medicine to her for her child, okay, but he knew a doctor who could do something about it. And the girl said, pray tell me, sir, who is it? So Kisa Gautami, or the girl, requested that person to tell the name of that physician. And the man replied, go to Sakya Muni the Buddha. So here that person told Kisa Gautami to meet Gautam Buddha. Kisa Gautami repaired to the Buddha and cried, Lord and Master, give me the medicine that will cure my boy. Repaired means went to. So see here, Kisa Gautami went to the Buddha and she pleaded Lord Buddha to give her the medicine that would cure her boy. She went to Lord Buddha. She requested Lord Buddha to give her a medicine that would cure her son. The Buddha answered, I want a handful of mustard seed. The Buddha told her that he wanted a handful of mustard seed. Further, here try to understand the meaning of the word mustard seed. It means an oil seed. So further what happens, and when the girl in her joy promised to procure it, procure means to obtain or to get. So the Kisa Gautami became very happy and she see here, and when the girl in her joy promised to procure it, the Buddha added, the mustard seed must be taken from a house where no one has lost a child, husband, parent or friend. Kisa Gautami became very happy, but further Buddha told her that she needed to obtain or get a handful of mustard seed from a house where no one had lost a child, husband, parent or friend. Poor Kisa Gautami now went from house to house, and the people pitied her and said, here is mustard seed, take it. But when she asked, did a son or daughter, a father or mother die in your family, they answered her, alas, the living are few but the dead are many. So poor Kisa Gautami started going from house to house. People took pity on her. Here is mustard seed. She asked the people for mustard seed. The people were ready to give her a mustard seed. But what happened? But when she asked them, did a son or a daughter, a father or a mother die in your family? She asked the people whether a son or daughter, a father or mother had died in their families. Those people answered her sadly that the living were few but the dead were many. Do not remind us of our deepest grief. The people told her that she must not remind them of their deepest grief or sorrow. And there was no house but some beloved one had died in it. Kisa Gautami could not find a single house where no one had died. In other words, we can say that death had reached all the houses. Kisa Gautami became weary and hopeless. Here the meaning of the word weary means exhausted or tired. Kisa Gautami became very sad. What happens further? See here, Kisa Gautami became very tired and hopeless and sat down at the wayside watching the lights of the city. She sat down at the wayside. She started watching the lights of the city as they flickered up and were extinguished again. So see here, here extinguished means put out. She started looking at the lights. Lights were flickering and were getting extinguished again. At last the darkness of the night reigned everywhere. Very soon she saw that darkness spread everywhere, and she considered the fate of men, that their lives. She thought to herself, how selfish am I in my grief? Death is common to all. She understood that she had become very selfish. She also came to know that death was common to all. Yet in this valley of desolation there is a path that leads to that that leads to that leads him to immortality, who has surrendered all selfishness. So try to understand the meaning of the word desolation. Means deep sorrow. So what is provided here? And she thought to herself, how selfish am I in my grief? She thought that she was very selfish. Death was common to all, yet in this valley of desolation. So here, what did she think further? She thought that in her deep sorrow, there was a path, or there is a path that leads him to immortality, who has surrendered all selfishness. So we need to give up selfishness in our life. This is what Kissa Gautami understood. The Buddha said, the life of mortals in this world is troubled and brief and combined with pain. So Buddha said that the life of mortals in this world is troubled and brief and combined with pain. For there is not any means by which those that have been born can avoid dying. Buddha further said that the living men, or the living people, the living men and women cannot avoid the death. Death is a harsh reality of life. After reaching old age, there is a death. Of such a nature are living beings. As ripe fruits are early in danger of falling, so mortals when born are always in danger of death. Look at the situation of ripe fruits. Ripe fruits fall down from the trees. So mortals when born, people are the mortals. Mortals when born are always in danger of death. As all earthen vessels made by the potter end in being broken, so is the life of mortals. So here the life of the mortals is compared with the earthen vessels. Earthen vessels made by the potter also end by getting broken. Both young and adult, both those who are fools and those who are wise, all fall into the power of death. All are subject to death. Death is common to all. Young and adult, wise and fools have to die. Of those who overcome by death depart from life. A father cannot save his son, nor kinsmen their relations. Try to understand the meaning of the word kinsmen. Means relatives. Of those overcome by death depart from life. A father cannot save his son. A father also cannot save the life of his son, nor kinsmen their relations. Mark, while relatives are looking on and lamenting deeply one by one, mortals are carried off like an ox that is led to the slaughter. So here, see here, slaughter means killing. Here what we have to understand, Mark, while relatives are looking on and lamenting deeply. Relatives cannot prevent cannot stop the death of their beloved ones. Relatives look on and lament or cry deeply one by one. Mortals are carried off like an ox that is led to the slaughter. So nothing is in the hands of the relatives. Here the death of we can say relatives is compared with the we can say is compared with an ox that is led to the slaughter. So the world is afflicted with death and decay. Therefore the wise do not grieve, knowing the terms of the world. Afflicted means affected by suffering, disease or pain. Further Lord Gautam Buddha says that the world is filled with grief, the world is filled with suffering. Therefore the wise people do not we can say grieve. The wise people do not cry over the death of their beloved ones, because wise people know that death is common to all. A father cannot save his son nor kinsmen their relations. Mark, while relatives are looking on and lamenting deeply, one by one mortals are carried off. This is very, we can say, this is a reality of the life. Relatives cannot stop or prevent the death of their beloved ones. Relatives only see the mortals which are, we can say, which are taken to the graveyard. So this is compared with the ox which is taken to the slaughter. Not from weeping nor from grieving will anyone obtain peace of mind. Weeping and grieving cannot bring peace of mind in our life. On the contrary, his pain will be the greater and his body will suffer. When we cry, we suffer a lot. He will make himself sick and pale. Here, the meaning of the word pale means weak. When we cry, we make ourselves sick and weak. Yet the dead are not saved by his lamentation. And the crying, the lamentation cannot save the dead people from dying. We cannot stop. See here, what does Lord Gautam Buddha say? That we cannot save, or our lamentation, crying cannot prevent the death of our relatives or the beloved ones. He who seeks peace should draw out the arrow of lamentation and complaint and grief. He who has drawn out the arrow and has become composed will obtain peace of mind. He who has overcome all sorrow will become free from sorrow and be blessed. So, what advice is given to us in the last few lines? See here. He who seeks peace should draw out the arrow of lamentation and complaint. So, a person who wants to attain peace should draw out the arrow of lamentation and complaint and grief. So, try to understand what does Lord Gautam Buddha say here, that a person who wants to seek peace of mind, what does that person should do? He should draw out the arrow of lamentation and complaint and grief. He who has drawn out the arrow and has become composed. So we need to give up the arrow of lamentation and complaint and grief. And further, what should we do? He who has drawn out the arrow, we have to draw out the arrow, and after that, what can happen with us? We can become composed. So that composed person can attain peace of mind. He who has overcome all sorrow will become free from sorrow. We need to overcome sorrows in our life. We should understand that death is also a harsh reality of life. We are not immortals, we are the mortals. We have to leave this world after some time. Our means death is fixed. We do not know when we are going to die, but our death is fixed, or our death is certain. We have to accept it. He who has overcome all sorrow will become free from sorrow. We have to overcome sorrows. Then only we can obtain peace of mind and be blessed. Then only we can be blessed. Once again, I request all of you to subscribe my YouTube channel for the complete preparation of English of 10th standard CBSE board. Thanks for watching the video. Have a good day, everyone.